Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to some more Night Night. We finally got a lot of stuff explained last episode. I feel like I'm finally starting to get it, but I don't play this game every day, so I probably forgot all of it by now. Let's just be honest. But we are going to jump back into it now that we kind of know what our purpose is in the game and kind of what we're going to be doing. Let's go find some artifacts. I think that's a good idea. It's been about a week since then. The incidents have only become more frequent. Both the Evil Eyes user and the new artifact users have been active. The opening of the gate plunged Shiro Mitsugawa into chaos, just like in the anime. Or so you would think. In reality, it's been a total snooze fest. We had the human petrification case. And the illusory fire. But since then, nothing to speak of has happened. This is just conjecture, but I suspect that those two incidents caused such a huge stir, the various users, including the culprit behind the petrification incident, probably lying low. As for that guy who turned the school into a sea of flames, the only thing I know is that he stopped coming to school. There's only so much that a normal student can investigate on their own. Still, I say with confidence that there's been no signs of the chaos Sophie predicted, at the very least. I think we just gotta wait a little bit longer. I think there's going to be some chaos, just because that's the kind of game this probably is. As a result, both finding the culprit and finding allies have turned out to be difficult objectives. Well, we really haven't found anybody, I'm guessing, that could be on our side. Because there's not really anybody we found that is against us either. I mean, we haven't found anybody. The ever-responsible Kujo has been fretting over it, saying, we need to resolve this as soon as possible. But though I feel a little guilty admitting it, I've been hoping that things stay peaceful. My reason should be readily apparent. Booyah. Miyako cooking for us? No wonder he wants things to stay the same. It's like, oh yeah, Miko, keep coming over. Yep. You can hear Kujo humming to herself in the kitchen. Don't know why, but Kujo has started to come over and make me dinner on days she doesn't have work. According to Kujo.
コンビニのお弁当や外食ばかりで栄養バランスが心配だから。
God bless. God bless. Okay, so obviously Satsuki is the best girl, right? Because, you know, teacher, why not? But Kujo? Kujo's up there, okay? Kujo's up there. Apparently she finds my unhealthy eating habits unacceptable. Hey, I'm just glad it's not her sister, okay? Y'all have been trying to convince me that the sister is a good choice. I'm like, I don't know. I'll have to wait till episode 2, because apparently that's when we go down her route. But I don't know about that. Also, she says cooking for me is her way of thanking me for always looking out for her. I don't have the foggiest memory of always looking out for her, which makes me feel a little guilty, but not only do I have a girl coming over to cook for me, but it's not just any girl. It's the most popular, smart, and beautiful girl in class. No, in my grade. No, in the whole darn school. No way could I let an event straight out my dream slip from my fingers. When Kujo offered to cook for me, I played it cool. Said she didn't need to bother, but in my mind I was flexing like I'd won a title match.
オリーブオイル、オリーブオイル。
Though quick, Kujo never makes a false step in the kitchen. Today she's making Salisbury steak. Its savory aroma wafts through the air. Oh, this must be what it feels like to live with your girlfriend. What bliss. Each day Kujo comes over as a real treat, or it would be.
ハンバーグ、hey, ハンバーグ。
Speak of the devil. Can I exorcise you? Can you leave? Only she were out of the picture. Why can't my clever little sister take a freaking hint? Say, hey, Bromeo. Why have you so far called me Broski and Bromeo? What's going on here? What kind of names are these?
毎回こいつ邪魔だなって顔するのやめてくれません?
Well, then stop cock blocking me. Maybe I'm gonna look at you like that, okay?
気づいてたのか?
露骨すぎてそりゃ気づきますよ。そんなに邪険にしていいんですかね?
I don't care. You
晩ご
leave.
飯代私が出してるんですよ。
You are not invited.
お前じゃなくておとんだろ。
ちょっと多めにもらって着服してます。
You're bragging about it too.
とんでもない悪党だなお前は。
Don't even know what that word means, but it's probably accurate.
ごめんなさい。私の分まで出してもらって。
No. You are an angel. Like, don't even worry about it. I would gladly pay for you. Am I simping too hard, guys? Like, do you think so? I don't know. I don't think so. Who just sets out a serving platter? On the platter sits a beautifully plated, multicolored
ちゃっ
salad.
かり自分の分まで作っちゃって。ごめんなさい。好意に甘えちゃって。
気にしなくていいって。
Don't worry about it.
せっかくだから一緒に食いたいし、わざわざ計算するのも面倒だし。
Yes, you literally cook the food. I'd gladly give you some of it.
そうそう、料理作ってもらってる手間賃ってことで。ありがとう。できる限りお金かけないようにするから。
Don't worry about it, okay? Miyako, you're so darling. You could never do wrong.
本当気にしなくていいですよ。お父さんからちゃんと食費もらってますし。
Yeah, and don't listen to her. Literally is using her dad as a sugar daddy,
ダメ。
okay?
お金は大事にしないと。
Exactly. I agree, 100%. Yep. Kujo emphasizes her point,
お
clenching
じい
her
様
fist.
がね、よく言ってるの。お金は贅沢するとすぐなくなっちゃうから、日頃から節約を心がけるべきだって。
Like, guys, do I need to spell this out for you, okay? She's not only beautiful, okay? But, second of all, she is smart, okay? Look, this is a smart woman right here, okay? Talking about saving money, just great ideas, okay? Like, everybody should follow this advice.
新見くんの普段の食生活だと、コンビニだと1000円近くになるし、うちのお店でも500円はかかるし。
Yeah, we should stop going out.
お昼もコンビニのパンやおにぎりでしょ。1日の食費だけでもバカにならないよね。
Okay, to be fair, I'd probably do the same thing in a situation if I didn't want to cook, but...
でも夕飯だけでも作ればかなり抑えられるよ。今日はレタ
Half
スも
off
安か
for
った
ground
し、
beef?
ひき肉も半額だったの。そうやって安い食材を選べば今よりもずっと食費を。
So I used to go to this little, okay, well, it wasn't little, but it was a big Asian store at the mall. Like, it was weird because, like, this mall was, like, pretty dinky and there's not much going on there. But they have this nice Asian store that I would go to with my wife. And we could find ground beef there for, like, $1.59 a pound. And I was like, bruh, that's, like, the cheapest I've ever seen. And nowadays, it's like, man, $2.50 or, like, $3 is like the sale price for like if you find it really good, or else normally it's like $3.50, $4 a pound. Half off is a good deal.
Oh.
え、主婦？
I don't know. I'm not complaining. Kujo waxes eloquent over the subject while I stand there listening, half in horror, half in awe. The Harris of the Corona Group, a Titanic corporation. Her hobbies: coupon clipping and bargain hunting. Hey, those are good hobbies to have, okay? She's so prudent with how she spends her money, she'd cringe to see a guy like me buy 3 sweet rolls at once without a thought and say, what conspicuous consumption? Kujo is the antithesis of what you'd expect from a wealthy person. If anything, she comes off as a model proletarian. Okay, she has money because she doesn't spend it all, okay? That's how rich people become rich. They don't spend more than they make, okay? They live within their means, sometimes below their means, and they save, okay? And they use that saved money to build more wealth. That's what they do. And she knows about that. That's why she is a smart, independent woman, okay? This is a side of her I've only come to know in this past week. What's more, that stiff attitude towards me has started to soften up. Pretty excited about how fast we're growing closer.
で、セロリなんだけど、あ、セロリ入れちゃったんだけど、二人とも大丈夫？
Honestly, I'm not like a huge celery guy, but like depending on what you put it in, if it's like a soup or something, I probably won't even notice
問
it.
題なし。
ニーヤンに同じく。よかった。あ、いけない。ハンバーグ焦げちゃう。
She gasps and rushes off to the kitchen.
よかった。もうちょっとかな。先にサラダ食べてて。
This is like a top tier wifey, okay? This is what every man needs.
はーい。
I mean, it's also fine if you as a guy cook too. I mean, I'm not saying like all women should be like subservient and do everything for you, right? Like that's not what I'm implying at all. But it's nice to have a woman who will cook for you and be nice, and then it's nice if you do the same back. Like you both can like pitch in and help. But like just the way she's so cheery and happy when she's doing things. That's the kind of girl, you know, every man needs. Not about to start eating without Kujo while she's slaving over a hot stove for us.
いいお嫁さんになりますな。
Frick, Sora, I finally agree with you for once. Thank you.
よせよ。
Why'd you say it like that?
何こいつもう時取りかよ。キモい。
God, you're disgusting.
うるせえよ、お前帰れよ。
I agree.
お前が帰れ。
Alright. I'll say that Sora is kind of funny.
俺んちだっつうの。
いずれ私の家だ。
Hey.
アホか。
アホ
Back
って言
off.
った方がアホなんです。チーズ乗せる人。
Yes.
はーい。
私も。
I mean, are we having these as burgers or are we just eating them as steak? Because if it's a steak, then probably not. But if we're gonna eat it like kind of like a burger, I guess. Kujo's charming voice brings up our pointless scuffle to a close. With her practiced hand, she puts on the finishing touches. And 5 minutes later, a delicious-looking dinner adorns the table.
では、いただきます。いただきます。
いただきます。
Thank you so much. Put my hands together and offer a prayer, and then I pick up my chopsticks.
ソースもみやこ先輩作ったの？うん。ケチャップとかウスターソースとか混ぜただけだけどね。
めっちゃうまい。
よかった。
Alright, Sora. If we end up getting married, you can come over sometimes and have a meal with us, okay?
やわらかい。うちのお母さんのハンバーグなんかカチカチなんだよね。
Okay, so here's how it goes. Satsuki is top tier waifu, okay? Teacher waifu, great. But as far as like the person you'd want to marry and like have kids with and stuff and to settle down, Kujo's up there. I think Kujo is our front line right now. She's our front runner. Start chowing down. This is incredibly good, and that's no empty compliment. Of course, it doesn't hurt that Kujo is the one who made it. Nonetheless, with all due respect to Mom, it's simply no contest as to whose cooking is better. Yeah, freaking. If you think your mom's cooking is the best, just wait till you get married. My wife started cooking for me. I put on a ton of weight. Like, that's how good it was. I just kept eating it, and you know, one thing led to another.
じゃ、
And there goes 40
やるの
pounds.
か。
Actually, no, I gained more than 40 pounds. I used to be a stick, okay? So still chewing her food, Sora reaches for her laptop. Hey, it's rude to use that. Fortunately, we don't have the luxury of taking our time over dinner. You see, this is our strategy briefing meeting. Ah, okay.
アガスティアの葉を引き続き監視しておるのですが。
I have no idea what that is. I'm assuming you're going to explain. Mobius Ring, the Cycle of Reincarnation. It's the name of the organization the protagonists belong to, apparently. Sora isn't talking about the anime, though. There's a website of the same name. Yes, it exists in spite of the anime's lackluster popularity. Or perhaps the lack of popularity is the exact reason they felt the need to make a website. Whatever the reason, a fan site nonetheless emerged, borrowing the name The Leaves of Agastya? Agastya? Since posting their appreciation for the anime on Twitter, still hate that name, is bound to make them a laughingstock. Like-minded fans congregate there to gush among themselves. It's pathetic. Unsurprisingly, it was trolled constantly while the anime was still airing, and then basically died once the anime finished. But the webmaster still valiantly updates the blog. That's all there is to the site now. But recently,
何
that is.
か気になる書き込みあった？ちょっと待ってね。
She navigates around and pulls up a role-playing forum. Oh, okay. We're shifting quite a bit here. There, people talk to each other while pretending to be characters in the anime or original artifact users that they came up with. Truly a home for the dregs of humanity. No, that's Reddit. Normally, you wouldn't catch me dead browsing a site like that, but right now, I can't let my delicate sensibilities get in the way of the business at hand.
ほら、ここ見て。今日の朝投稿された書き込みなんだけどね。
She scrolls down the forum and directs us to a post by a person calling herself the Queen of Eden.
アーティファクトの力をうまく制御できないって相談なんだけど。見て見て。アーティファクトが力の使い方を教えてくれたけどってあって。アニメにはない設定を語ってる。アニメではアーティファクトは何も教えてくれない。あ、そこらへん知らなかったな。私が引っかかったのはね、次の行。
So wait, did I miss something? When did Sora know about all this? I'm really confused.
力が暴走して男性が自分に夢中になる。モテすぎて困る。
でしょ？これ絶対あの人だよ。知ってる
That
人？
one girl.
一方
Yes.
的にだけどな。投稿中によく見かけるんだ。逆ハーレムになっ
Oh,
てる
yeah,
女
yeah,
子。
yeah, yeah. She's the one that looks like Kyo from Clanad. Yep,
日
I
に
remember her.
日に信者が増えていくんだよね。性格もなんか変わってるし。性格が？
最初はおどおどしてたんだ。急にモテてはっちゃけたんだろうって思ってたんだが。
そんなもんじゃないよ、あれは。モテ方も異常だし。異常なモテ方。確かに疑わしいね。書き込んだ人と同一人物ならやっぱりあの人ユーザーだよ。ここの噂を聞いたんだよ、絶対。
Yes, the rumor. They say that there are real users mixed in with the roleplay players on this Leaves of Agastya forum. The rumors sounded harmless and silly at first, but after the first human petrification incident and the illusory fire, a lot of people are starting to believe it, or at least show interest in it. And that group of interested people obviously includes us. We've noticed that there are people writing things only real users would know. It quickly became apparent that this forum has become a meetup spot for real users pretending to roleplay. And thus, here we are monitoring it. Now is why we've entrusted this task to Sora.
みゃこ先輩に私、それに一応2にも、あの火事の人もだし、やっぱうちの生徒がユーザーになってるっぽいな。
No, that's not just her messing around and adding herself to the count. That brat ended up being a user too, of course. Her ability is perceptual control. With her power, she can make people and objects more conspicuous or less. Interesting. I don't really know what to say about her ability. She reminds me... What is that show called? I can literally see it in my head, and I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me. I've mentioned it before in other shows, or other games I played. She hasn't shown us her artifacts, so I don't know what it looks like. It seems like she may have additional abilities which allow her to steal things like Kujo, or maybe even some sort of destructive power, but she's keeping that secret for the time being. Of course, our sister has powers. Why not? Thought searching for our allies. Charlotte. I hate how my brain does this. So Charlotte, like this reminds me of Charlotte. She reminds me of the main girl in that show. She can like pretty much like almost like conceal herself. Like she kind of like, even though you're looking right at her, you can't see her, but she can only do that to like one person at a time. Reminds me of that. And then she reminds me of the little sister that's always making pizza sauce. Yeah, and then she had a power too, which is pretty crazy.
石化事件の犯人もうちの生徒なんじゃない？
Probably.
そう結論づけるのは早いと思う。私たちの共通点ってフェスの会場にいたことだよね。
Could be people that were at the festival for sure. I think it's probably only young people, unless we see somebody that ends up being older. But you know, this kind of game, it's like it's always people our age.
正確には神器が壊れた後にだろうな。でもそうなると遠くから来てる人もいるだろう。
そうね。もしゲートが神社付近にあるなら的外れな推測ではないと思うのだけど。あ、そうそう思い出した。会場に気になる人でもいた？うん、そうじゃなくてずっと聞こうと思ってたの忘れてた。
Okay, Sora, what is it?
何？
The worth our
アニメ
time.
のこと。
The anime.
アニメ？
みやこ先輩、アニメとの類似点がどうのこうのってよく言うじゃん。さっきも言ってたし。そうね。それでこのサイトにたどり着いたわけだし。
Does seem like we're going to be relying on the anime for
私
information.
見たことないからピンときてないんだよね。ゲートとか異世界とか。実は2位にもそうでしょ。
Don't call me broski.
俺はそういうもんって流しちまってたけど、確かにそうだな。
We should probably watch said anime.
でしょでしょ。家事とか見たし、実際に私もユーザーになってるし、今更って感じはあるんだけどさ。ここの掲示板の人たちがやたら盛り上がってるのがなんかこう温度差なんだよね。このエデンの女王もうさ、なんか怪しいって思っただけでみやこ先輩みたいにアニメにはないこと書いてるって分かんなかったし。ああ、なるほど。そうね。アニメの知識がないと。
You know, it's important to watch the anime. I'm just glad that it's, you know, this show that's coming to reality, not something like crazy like Attack on Titan, you know? I wouldn't want that to happen.
そうそう。もしかしたら大事な情報を見落としてるかもなーって。だから聞かないとって思ってた。
一応全部見たんだっけ？
うん、全25話全部。
Dang, it's a dedicated fan right there.
何気にツークールのアニメだったんだ。かなり力入れてたみたいだから。私はよくわからないんだけど、作画あの良さには一定の評価を得ているみたい。
内容は？
That tells us all we need to know. Well, that
つ
explains
ま
that.
んねえと。そこまでは言わないけれど、難解というか説明不足というか。
Oh, I'm sure we'll find out some things here soon if this is very well correlated to it.
ちらっとサイト見たけど、そのあたりがマニアには受けてるみたいだな。逆に。
I mean, there's definitely a few shows out there where like the plot isn't necessarily like explained that well. I feel like a good example of a show that could have explained the plot better, but is, I mean, I don't know if it's popular, but Eden of the East, if y'all have heard of that. Eden of the East was a fantastic show. Fantastic show, but they did such a poor job explaining certain things. They could have done so much more with it. It's just a great show, but, and the concept is, I love the concept so much. I just wish they would have done more with it.
思わせぶりな要素を深読みして楽しむタイプの人たちだ。町おこしのアニメだから、白蜜川の言い伝えを現代風にアレンジしたストーリーになるのかな。小さい頃に聞いた話ではあったから、ちょっと懐かしくはあったかな。言い伝えって何でしたっけ？
Our town has a history? No way.
小学校で言ったろ。
ああ、あの課外学習の定番の。
その時成瀬のおじいちゃんに聞いたじゃん。白蜜川の言い伝え。
だからそれどんな話？
Doesn't remember at all.
おい。
I mean, to be fair, I probably wouldn't remember
お
either.
じいちゃんの声、すっげえ穏やかで眠くなるんだよな。
わかる。それ超わかる。
Okay.
昔この土地に大きな災いがあって白蛇様が助けてくれたって話だね。
Did someone say nutshell? I have some pistachios right by me.
その白蛇様が、何？お守り的な感じで置いてってくれたのが。
そうそう。なんだよ、ちゃんと覚えてるじゃん。
部分的にはな、部分的に。どんな災いだったとか覚えてない。
そのあたりは私も曖昧なんだけど、お願いします。
No, 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 no. Don't spoil it. We gotta watch it for ourselves.
アニメではね、過去にアーティファクト戦争っていうものがあって、白蛇様、アニメでは聖女様って言われてるんだけど、聖女様のアーティファクトの力で異世界のゲートを開き、邪悪なアーティファクトをそこに封じた。
Okay.
ああ、ゲート。
そう、その聖女様のアーティファクトがこちらの世界でいうつくも神社の神器だったんだと思う。
Saint's artifact is what we call the shrine's sacred relic.
それが壊れちゃったからゲートが開いて邪悪なアーティファクトがこっちの世界に戻ってきちゃったと。
Oh, what does Sophie have to do with this? Because I feel like Sophie has a way of like interacting with the other world or like sending things back to it because she's the one we give all the relics to.
それがアニメの冒頭ね。そして今私たちが置かれている状況でもある。
なるほど。やっとしっくりきたかも。確かにアニメと同じ展開だ。
でしょ？白蜜川の大きな災いもアーティファクトが引き起こした天災。今回のようにソフィーさんの世界とつながってしまって、こちらの世界にないはずのアーティファクトが流出した。
それを解決したのが白蛇様だったと。
その白蛇様ってなんすか？なんで蛇？蛇の化身って言い伝えみたいだけど、正体は謎みたい。まあいっか。アニメはどうなるの？
Yeah, I'm curious
ゲー
too.
トの監視をしていたアガスティアの派に所属するユーザーが邪悪なユーザーと戦うってストーリーだね。
Huh. I wonder what we're gonna be doing.
思ったより単純なストーリーだな。ユーザーってどうやって選ばれてるの？アニメでは。
I'm gonna be honest, this anime sounds kind of cool. I'd probably watch it. If it was good, that is.
急に渋い顔になりました。そのあたりは語られていなかったような。だよ、それが分かれば楽できたのに。
邪悪なユーザーってのの判断基準は？
アガスティアの派に所属しているユーザーが善で、それ以外は悪ってくくりだったかな。
Ah, yes, okay. Totally easy to tell which is which.
すっげえ大雑把。もともとこちら側にあったアーティファクトを善とするなら、私の持つアーティファクトは 悪ってことになるね。私もニーヤンもじゃん。
深く考えても仕方なさそうだな。
でもなんか欲しいよね、血筋とかさ。
そういう単純なのがあればそりゃ分かりやすいけどな。
Well, we still don't know what our power is. Maybe we can help with that.
ミャオコ先輩とかそれっぽくない？私お嬢様だし、なんかそんなイメージ。イメージ。
そういえば白蜜川って多くないか？ Q がつく名字。
あ、うちのクラスにいるよ、九段坂さん。
あと九重さんとか。
予想なんだけど、つくも神様から取ったのかな。つくもさんってそのままの人もいるし、十津川さんって名字の人もいるよ。9と10か。そこら辺の名字の人が由緒正しい血筋とかなのかな。でも新見くんもそらちゃんもユーザーなんだから関係ないと思うな。あ、そっか。白とか蛇とかついてれば完璧だったのにね。
実はな、そら。
え、
新見の実は海だろ。
うん。
実は昔は海じゃなくて蛇だったらしいんだよ。白蜜川の実。
You know, I do and don't get what they're saying. Like, I just don't know Japanese characters enough to be like, oh yeah, you can make that connection.
マ
Sure.
ジっすか。じゃあ私らも神の毛。
っていう設定を今思いついた。
According to the backstory I just made up.
痛いな
一瞬信じたでしょうが。
Got him.
新見くんもそういう冗談言うんだね。
I hope that's what we do the whole game. Is just crap on our sister.
この人超適当っすよ。みやこ先輩の前だってカッコつけてんすよ。
I won't deny that.
うっせえな。とにかくだ。地道に探すしかないってことだ。
何を？
ユーザーだよ。
ああ、少なくとも魔眼のユーザーはこの町にいるはずだもんね。
だな。町の外にいるかもしれないが、まあそっちはそっちでソフィーが何とかするだろう、多分。
Probably not.
そのソフィーってさ、ぬいぐるみなんでしょ？私もまだ2回くらい。
俺の部屋にはちょいちょい来るんだけどな。嫌味言って帰ってく。まだ魔眼を見つけられないのかって。
Yeah, that sounds like Sophie.
今はおとなしくしているけれど、そのうち犯行を再開するかもしれない。
かもな。
捕まえられるのは私たちだけ。燃える展開だぜ。これがアニメならまさに主役。
I love that. That was so great. All right, I will say Sora's warming up on me a little bit. Okay, like I can see the appeal, guys. I can see the appeal, and I'm just like, Kujo though.
この掲示板でうかつな書き込みでもしてくれるとすぐにでも特定で。
実際問題、そういうミスしてくれないと探しようがないよな。
なんか書き込んでみる？魔眼のユーザーが興味引きそうな。
俺の力を人間相手に試してみたい。経験者がいたら助言してくれ。
そうそう。そもそも犯人はこの掲示板見てるのかな？
さあな。ひとまず今は怪しそうな人を片っ端から調べていくしかないな。
そうだ、それなんだけど。前に話してた常連さん？そう。やっぱりあの人もユーザーな気がして。
The Queen of Parfaits.
常連ってどの人？
いつもパフェ頼んでくれる。
パフェクイーンか。
そうそうそう。パフェクイーンで通じるのかよ。怪しいのその人？怪しいっていうか、私が怪しまれているというか。
Well, Frick, hopefully she's not the evil eye user.
先週だっけ、うちのお店で3人集まったでしょ。ソラちゃんがユーザーだって分かった。
ああ、あの時ね。
私が能力実演したけど地味すぎて全く実感してもらえず切れた時ですね。
ああ、あの時もいたな、あの子。
かなり大きな声で話しちゃったから、私たちがユーザーであることが。
何か言われたのか？
ただあの日を境に睨まれるようになって。ほほう、それは怪しい。
他に心当たりはないよな、そりゃ。
そうね、ない。魔眼のユーザーの話もしたでしょ。それで私たちを警戒し始めたってこと。犯人？その可能性もあるのかなって。
I mean, it's possible.
あの子 クホの子だよな。
そうね。クホ女学院の制服着てるね。
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely one of the girls that goes to that school who probably petrified the girl.
ああ、うちの学校の生徒説消えました。
でも年代は一緒だ。学生がユーザーになりやすいって線はあるかもな。
Yeah. Well, I thought they established that some of the people that were at the festival were from out of town, so wouldn't that make it likely that some of the users weren't going to your school?
絞れはしたけど、まだまだね。
ひとまずパフェクイーンを調べたいな。
よかったら一度お店に来てもらってもいい？睨まれてるの私の自意識過剰かもしれないし。パフェクイーンって毎日いるの？ほぼかな。学校終わってからすぐ来てくれる時とちょっと遅めに来てくれる日も。
夕飯食ってる時によく見るし、ちょうど今くらいの時間だよな。
うん。パフェの後紅茶も頼んでくれて1時間とか。
なるほどな。空を駅まで送った後、ちょっと覗いてみるか。
何？一緒に行けばいいじゃん。
いやいやいや。
何？いやいやいやって。
I love the way they say that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
でも遅くなっちゃうし。あ、そっか。バイト以外で会ったことないし。
飯食ったら行こ
付き合ってもらっても。
う。もちろん。
ありがとう。
Let's do
あ
it.
れ？だから私は？遅くなっちゃうからソラちゃんは無理しないで。
Yeah, Sora, go home. It's past your
別
bedtime.
に無理じゃないけど。
いやいやいや。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
だからなんだよそれ。喧嘩売ってんの？
Yeah, let's do it. Fight me.
早く食えよ。せっかく作ってくれたハンバーグが冷めるぞ。
Wait, we haven't ate yet? What the frick have we been doing?
やだ、チーズが固まっちゃう。目玉焼き乗せてもよかったね。
Probably.
あ、それ次でお願いします。
We finish our briefing and return to our meal. There's a long road ahead of us, but we're moving forward, bit by bit. We do manage to find the Evil Eye's user and put an end to their murderous ways. That could also mean the end of Kujo's cooking or sharing meals. I'd be pretty torn up about that. I think to myself as I munch a bite of my salad. I know, that'd be the worst, right? Losing out on the meals.
ごめんね。もうちょっとだけ待っててね。
ほんといつも悪い。片付けまでしてもらって。
私が好きでしてるだけだから気にしないで。
Okay.
何か手伝えることは。
大丈夫。任せて。
She scrubs away at the plates deftly. I guess even if I tried to help, I would just end up getting in the way with how small and cramped my kitchen is. I fall back, dispirited, flop down into my seat.
ねえ、私もナインボール行きたいんだけど。
やめとけ。もう遅いし。
なんで？
だからもう遅いから。
ちょっとくらい遅くなってもいいじゃん。
I don't know, I won't kill you.
ダメだ、許さん。
何怒ってんの？
心配なんだよ。大事な妹に何かあったら。もしお前が暗い夜道で怖い目にでもあったらと思う。
お兄ちゃん。お前、みやこ先輩と二人きりになりたいだけだろ。
Yes.
ほら見ろ。
We're bribing her.
おい、なんだこの無言で差し出した1000円は。
頼む、帰ってくれ。
どんだけ必死なんすか、兄上。
Despite her disappointment, she snatches the bribe from my hand. I knew my little
わ
secret
かっ
reason
た、
with.
わかりました。帰ります。
Booyah, baby.
ありがとう。
ニーニのそんな笑顔見たの初めてな気がする。
お前は兄思いの本当にできた妹だ。
二人きりだったらぶん殴ってますよ。何その熱い手のひら返し。お待たせ。どうしたの？
I gotta say, I love the CGs in this. They're pretty good.
いや、なんでもないっす。よし、そら、駅まで送ってやるぞ。
はいはい。何がやるぞだよ。
Sora mutters an imprecation, but I ignore it.
忘れ物ないか？
大丈夫。
じゃあ行くか。
みゃーこ先輩。いえいえ。
Kujo and Sora sling their bags over their shoulders, and I go out empty-handed. The three of us exit my apartment and head towards the station. After seeing Sora off, Kujo and I head to Nine Ball. We can't be sure that the Parfait Queen will actually be there, but I don't particularly care either way, since for me it's just an excuse to spend some time with Kujo. Though I'm not about to tell her that. Smart man.
ごめんね。いつも私のわがままに付き合わせちゃって。
No. Don't be sorry.
帰りに覗いてくって言ったの俺だし、いつも謝んなくていいって。
そうね、ありがとう。
もう口癖だよな。
気をつける。
九条もいいのか、帰り遅くなって。
バイトの日はもっと遅いし、今日は新見くんのお家に行くって言って。
ああ、言ってあるのか。
Okay.
あれ、言わない方が良かった？
Wouldn't want them getting the wrong idea.
九条がいいのかと思って。
何が？
I have no
い
idea.
や、ほら、一応は男の部屋だろ。飯作りに行くとか親が心配しないからって。
もしかしてソラちゃんを呼んだのって
I didn't invite her at all. She invited
ああ、
herself.
いや、あいつは言わなくても勝手に来るけど。
そっか、大丈夫だよ。新見くん、うちの家族みんなに信頼されてるから。
Family approved, baby. Let's go.
は？なんで？
特におじいさまが新見くんのこと
話したこともないの？
新見くんっていただきますとごちそうさまってちゃんと言ってくれるでしょ。
まあ言うね。
会計の時もごちそうさまって言ってくれるし、気持ちのいい青年だっておじいさま言ってたよ。
Nice.
ああ、いや普通じゃないか、そんなの。
He sees how much of a good guy we are.
あんまりいないよ、そこまでしてくれるお客さん。
そういうもんか？
そういうもんです。小銭っぽいって投げてくる人もいるし、変なクレームつけてくる人もいるし。
変なクレ。
私はもっとしょっぱいのが好きなのに、この料理は薄すぎるとか。
Oh my gosh, just add some salt. Like most places have like a salt and pepper shaker, or you can ask for it.
知らんがな。
だよね。
いいお客さんね。
実は毎回新見くんの料理におじいさまがおまけしてる。
Nice.
ミニトマト1個多く入れたりとか、スープ少しだけ多くとか。おじいさまに叱られちゃう。今の内緒ね。
Won't mention a word. She grins and puts a finger to her lips. My heart skips a beat at the gesture, and I avert my eyes in a panic. Desperate to disguise how hard that hit me, I try to change the topic.
そのさっきのパフェクイーンも常連だけど。
そうね、綺麗に食べてくれるから嬉しいって。
そんな子が犯人だとは思いたくないな。
そうね、もしかしたらなんて言っちゃったけど。
でも睨まれてるんだよな。
考えてみたら犯人だったらそんな露骨なことしないよね。
ああ、言われてみればそうだな。
短絡的に疑っちゃうなんて申し訳ないことしちゃった。
Is my light doing something weird in the background?
とにかく確かめてみよう。まあどう確認するかが問題だけど。
スティグマが浮かんでくれれば楽なんだけど。
Stigma. She's referring to the emblem that appears when a user activates their ability. The term stigma was one she borrowed from anime, just like with Artifact. Kujo is readily visible, but Sora apparently shows up somewhere that's usually covered by her clothes. As for me,
う
well,
まく
so
能
nothing.
力発動の瞬間に立ち会えて。
Yeah, but why would she be activating her ability at the cafe?
なおかつ手や顔、女の子なら足もかな。
なかなか難易度が高い。
そうね。
Yeah, I think there's a fat chance of that happening, but we'll see. Our arrival at the cafe cuts off our conversation. We park Kujo's bike in front of the building and go inside. Welcome, says the part-timer who always makes a point of recommending me the Salisbury steak. I take a quick scan of the cafe. Ah, frick. Look who's here. Well, well. The part-timer strikes up some friendly conversation. After Kujo chats with her for a moment, she points us to the table at the back. Take our seats, and once we receive our glasses of water, I open my mouth.
確かに睨まれてるな。
やっぱり。
ああ、それに俺たちが入ってきたら急に表情をこわばらせた。
じゃあ彼女も。
まだ断言はできないけどな。
Glance over at the queen. Oh, she's staring at daggers right now. When our eyes meet, she quickly averts her gaze and takes a sip of her tea. It's only natural for her to stare daggers at our group when Yoichi was making a ruckus, but the suspicion she showed us from the moment we walked in is anything but normal.
俺たちの正体を知っているとして。
うん。
確かにあそこまで露骨な敵意は逆に不自然だな。
うんだよね。やっぱり私の考えすぎかな。
協力者って可能性もあるよな。
ああ、なるほど。
I mean, I don't know how we would go about determining that, but
まあ可能性だけなら無限だよな。なんとでも言える。
Cyan crack open the
副長
menu.
なんか頼む？
あ、そうね。せっかく来たのにお水だけなんて。
身内の店だろ？
親しき中にも礼儀あり、家族にも礼を尽くせ。九条家の家訓です。
Dang, I like your
そう
family.
やって財を
They're cool.
成したわけだ。俺ケーキでも食べよっかな。
すごい。そんなにあっさり決めちゃうなんて。
ダメ。
だってケーキの値段。やっぱり新見くんブルジョワジーね。
だからそれ九条が言うなよ。嫌味に聞こえるぞ。
そんなつもりは。
また謝った。
ごめん。今なんていうのが正解？
ごめんなさいかな。
もう
悪い、いじりすぎた。
Kuja pouts for a moment, but once I start laughing, she can't help but
半
join
分
in.
食べないか？ケーキ全部は食べられそうにない。
I know, I used to be able to like pound down sweets and stuff when I was younger, and now it's like, dang, I can't do
た
that.
くさんおかわりしてたもんね。
ハンバーグマジでうまかった。
ありがとう。じゃあ半分こしよっか。
Ooh, it's like we're on a date. I love it.
何食べたい？
新見くんの好きなの選んで。
Oh,
俺何でもいいから。
そうじゃあ
I don't know what kind of cake they have, or it's just one. It feels like a date. Well, slow down there, Romeo. Now's not the time to get all
す
giddy.
っげえ視線を感じる。
Is that why our little sister calls us Bromeo? It's like bro and Romeo.
そうね。睨まれてるね。
Unable to ignore it, I glance at her once more.
何？
What'd she
ど
say?
うしたの？
Hold up.
いや
She gets up from her seat and walks to the register. That girl.
俺に向かって唇を動かしたんだ。
なんて言ったかわかった？
いやさすがに。
I track the girl with my eyes. Gazer check and exits the cafe without so much as a glance at us.
犯人かどうかはまだわからない。
We should run after her and see what's going on here.
ユーザーであることは
ああ、確定で良さそうだ。
バイトの時注意しておく。
俺もできる限り店に来るよ。
ありがとう。
She doesn't know. She doesn't know. We're trying to get with her.
ようやく状況が動いたな。
そうね。
で、何食べる？
She looks at the menu once again and a smile spreads across her face. We've done all we can here for now. Given that, I figure we can at least enjoy our time together before we head home. I mean, I'm probably the only one who thinks how much like a date this is, but that's irrelevant.
じゃあシフォンケーキでいい？
ほいほい。すいません。
Flagged down the waitress. Salisbury steak, she asks immediately, but I firmly ignore her and order a cake. Just ignore the waitress. Kuja looks a little antsy the whole time, but maybe because even though it's her grandfather's cafe, it's also her workplace, so we finish up pretty quickly and step outside.
また明日ね。
ああ、また。
Alright, sounds fair. We split up halfway, but I return to my apartment.
うん。
Arriving, I find the lights already on, despite being certain I turned them off before we left. For a moment, I think it's Sora, but no, more likely.
おかえりなさい。
Why the frick are you here?
こっちの部屋にいるなら、あっちの電気は消してくれよ。
なぜ？
電気代の無駄だ。
電気？使用するのにお金がいるのね。こちらの世界のルールはよくわからないわ。
お前が勝手に使ってる PC もただじゃ動かない。
細かいわね。
She lets out a sigh as if to imply that somehow I'm the one in the wrong here, without taking her gaze off from the monitor. I heave a melodramatic sigh of my own and take a seat next to where Sophie is
なか
hovering.
なか便利ね。こちらの世界はアーティファクトに頼らない代わりに独自の発展を遂げている。
何してんだ？
みやこが言っていたアニメというのを見ていたの。アーティファクトが登場しているという。
You know, I don't blame her for wanting to watch it, and like, just out of curiosity, I feel like there's probably a lot of like similarities and stuff that she should probably be aware of. I just think it's funny that this plushie from another world is watching anime. Kind of ironic.
ああ、 メビウスか。
Hectic battle rages on the monitor. The animation is indeed good. Signed up for the site with unlimited streaming, so I told Sophie she could use it if she wanted to. I'm astonished she's actually
わ
watching
か
the
らない
show.
言葉が多いけれど、それなりに忠実のようね。
忠実？
What's up with these flies?
一応ここの伝承を元にしたらしいけど。
なかなか面白いわね。絵が動くのも興味深い。
She likes TV.
まさか異世界の人間に評価されるなんてな。放送する世界を間違えたのかも。
でも、イーリスの2つ名も能力も間違っている。
間違ってる？
こちらの世界では有名人よ。
へえ。Interesting. So it seems that Kujo's guess was right on the money. The disaster from long ago is connected with the artifacts and the inhabitants of Sophie's world.
それはいいわ。
Sophie brings the topic to a close and finally turns to look at
何
me.
か進展は？
ないこともない。今度から2人がいる時に来いよ。手間が省ける。
嫌よ。騒がしいのは嫌いなの。特にあなたの妹。私の苦手な人種。
Thank you. I agree.
それについては兄として申し訳ないとしか言えん。
で、進展は？
ユーザーらしき人物が2人。手伝ってくれ。
Yeah, I wonder if she can, like,
何
tell
を？
us.
本物かどうか確かめてほしい。ソフィーはユーザーがわかるんだろ？
誰がそんなことを言った？
は？自分で言ったじゃないか。
言ってないわよ。
言っただろ。俺がユーザーだって。
私があなたを見つけたんじゃない。先にあなたが私を見つけたの。
This is kind of true.
わかるように話し。
She sighs yet again. She, actually, maybe he. You know what? I'm just gonna stick with she. She's got this crazy idea that if something makes sense to her, it'll make sense to everybody else when she says that out loud. If I want to actually get any information out of her, the secret is just don't get pissed off at her. That's what I've learned this
私
past
の
week.
原体。あなたにはわからないわね。仮の姿にはいくつかのエンチャントが付与されている。その一つが、そうね、わかりやすく言えば姿を隠す魔法。
普通に見えたぞ。
当然よ。ユーザーには効果がない。
ああ、そういうことか。
So we could use Sophie to tell who's a user, because if they see Sophie, then okay.
お猿さんしか騙せない低位なアーティファクトの能力でも使いようによっては役に立つ。
自分の姿を見たやつがユーザーってわけか。
Yes.
そうね。私に最初に気づいたのがあなただった。
Oh, I'm sure.
そして最初に予定を狂わせたのもあなただった。
俺がアーティファクトを持っていなかった。
違う。こんな愛らしい姿をした私を連れ去らなかったこと。お
Oh,
かげで自力で
so
ここを
sorry.
突き止める羽目になった。
いや、連れ去るわけないだろ。なんで落ちてるぬいぐるみを持って帰るんだよ。
落ちてるものは自分のものでしょ。
そっちの世界の常識がわかんね。
I hang my head. That would just be pure chaos. Do they not have basic property laws there or
まあ
something?
いいや。じゃあその二人にソフィーの姿が見えるか試してくれよ。
お断り。
おいおい、少しは手伝えよ。
手伝うけど姿を見せるのはダメ。他世界への過干渉は禁じられているの。
じゃあ何をしてくれるんだ？
素性を調べてあげる。
できるのか？
私は複数のアーティファクトを持っている。答えはそれで十分でしょ。
Okay, well, you're doing something, I guess.
な
That's
るほど
fine.
ね。調べてほしいのは朝よく見かける女子。空の同級生でもないっぽいから多分3年だな。もう一つは九条のおじいさんの店、ナインボールの常連。なぜか俺と九条を敵視している。
なぜか。
ああ、俺たちがユーザーだって多分バレてる。
うかつね。まあいいわ。外見の特徴を
3年の方はそうだな、髪が九条より長かった。もう一人は俺たちと違う制服。
結構。1日もらうわよ。
Okay.
早いな。
1週間かかっても何も見つけられないあなたとは違うの。
だったら
Okay,
自
then
分で
we'll
探せ
sassy
よ。
much.
できないから頼んでいるのよ。おバカね。あな
Moron.
たのことを調べているのよ。特殊なアーティファクト。
ああ、なるほど。なんか分かったか？
ユーザーが自覚を持たないなんて他に例がない。ますますあなたを野放しにできなくなった。
そっちだって何も見つけられてないじゃないか。
うるさいわね。じゃあね、私が戻ってくるまでおとなしくしているのよ。
Okay, okay, I'll try. Goodbye. A weird way to exit. Sophie disappears into a patch of distorted space. Is that an artifact ability too? Power to move between worlds. In that case, I wonder if it's the same kind of artifact as the Sacred Relic. When the Sacred Relic broke, the gate opened, the artifacts began leaking into our world. Apparently Sophie's Sephiroth organization, or whatever it's called, is out to retrieve them. But I get the feeling that they don't exactly run a tight ship. We don't know how many artifacts have already been leaked through, and for that matter, we still don't know what my own artifact is. We only received a single artifact so far, and that was all thanks to Kujo. You know, it's not like Sophie has accomplished anything. What gives her the right to act so high and mighty? Well, whatever. Never really felt particularly compelled to save the town or search for users or anything. Still, I can't help but think. What if Kujo falls victim to the evil eye, or what if Sora were to get turned to stone? Thinking about that kind of stuff has really given me just enough motivation to go through with this work. I guess for now I can wait and see what Sophie can dig up. Till tomorrow's report then. We're day... Okay, 29th of the month. That's further along than I am. But, I think we'll end it here. I think we've got a good amount of progress done. Probably just a lot more talking, and I mean, we kind of investigated the Parfait Queen. I'm sure we're going to get to know a little bit more about her coming up here soon. And then the other girl as well. I have a feeling they're either going to be important to the plot somehow, or probably be love interest, maybe. I don't know. But I'm sure they'll end up joining our team once we get to know them better. Excuse me. But, yeah. I mean, another good episode. I really am enjoying this game. Like, it's keeping me interested, even though they're doing a lot of talking, which I like. We're just kind of getting to know the world building, as I was told episode 1's going to be about, which is fine with me. I like world building as long as it's good, as long as it's interesting. I like the idea of this game being based off of an anime that's like actually like coming to life in the game. I think that's kind of a different concept, but I like it. It's good. So anyways, guys, that was episode 4, and I will see you guys in episode 5 pretty soon. So have a good one.